Jalon Walker, Georgia pass rush make a statement against Texas. We know the doubters are out there. Austin, Texas. In the post-game locker room after Georgia's 30-15 win over number 1 Texas, Jalon Walker helped hand Kirby Smart the game ball. It was a symbolic gesture to honor Smart for all he's accomplished in his career at Georgia, as Smart won his 100th game as the program's coach. Were it not for that career milestone, Smart almost certainly would have been handing the ball to Walker. The Georgia hybrid linebacker was the best player on the field on Saturday. Walker led Georgia in tackles with 8, sacks with 3.0 and quarterback hurries with 4. He also recovered a fumble in the win. We rushed as a unit, Walker said. We had a rush plan. We knew where he wanted to escape. We countered on that. We were very successful in our rush plan and rushing as a unit. On the night, Georgia finished with 7.0 sacks and 11 tackles for loss, both season highs. It came against a Texas offensive line that was regarded as one of the best in the country. The Georgia defense held Texas to just 38 yards of offense in the first half, which allowed the Bulldogs to build a 23-0 halftime edge. For a Georgia defense that has had plenty of excellent performances, the first 30 minutes of Saturday were arguably the best under Smart. We've got good pass rushers when we can go, Smart said. The bigger factor in the game was the inability to run the ball because we felt like if they could run the ball it was going to be tough. They really never established the run, and that's what this league is. That's what you've got to do in this league because if you can't do that it makes you more one-dimensional. The defensive effort comes after Georgia was much maligned in recent weeks. It was not even a month ago when Georgia gave up 4 consecutive touchdown drives to open the game against Alabama. Texas, which had topped 30 points in every game this season, only finished with 15. One of those touchdowns came when Walker was still in the Georgia locker room on the first drive of the second half. The other score came when Texas, rather questionably, got the ball on the Georgia 9-yard line. The last time Georgia finished with 7.0 sacks in a game was also the last time Georgia was an underdog. That came against Clemson back in 2021, a game Georgia also won. We know the doubters are out there, Walker said. But we still play Georgia football. We have our standard. Walker was far from the only Georgia player to have a standout game. It truly was a collective effort. Michael Williams had multiple sacks for Georgia after entering the year with 0. Damon Wilson forced and recovered a fumble. Dalen Everett had a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery and an interception. Yet even Everett made sure to give Walker his flowers after the game. He gets everybody pumped up, Everett said. He's doing his job, and then even off the field, his leadership, he motivates people to be good and stuff like that. He's a great leader, great guy. While Smart couldn't give Walker the game ball, the Georgia head coach did go in depth on what Walker means to this program. Because in addition to the sacks and wins, Walker's impact at Georgia stretches far beyond the stat sheet. He's just such a high-character kid and high moral value and great family, Smart said. You think back to all those wins you get in recruiting and how you really don't know how important they are. I think back to when he called and told us he was coming, what that changed his life towards and what it changed for us. His dad reached out the other day and said, "Kirby, y'all have done everything you said you were going to do with my son, and I really appreciate you making him a better man." Walker said that Saturday was probably his best statistical game. He became the first player in at least 20 years to have at least 7 tackles and 3.0 sacks in a game. And he did it all in the first half. We know our standard, Walker said. We know what we have to do. I feel like practice was great preparation for this game. Going through our execution, going through our task, planning on what we needed to do, preparation, knowing what they wanted to do and shutting that down.